Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Total Extreme Wrestling 2010 WWE playthrough. We are getting very, very close to WrestleMania, and today's stream we are going to get to WrestleMania. Probably won't have the actual WrestleMania this week, but we will be getting as close as we possibly can to WrestleMania this week. Cannot wait. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we have some good shows in the meantime before we get to WrestleMania. So, let's get into it. We'll have a bit of a recap before, of course, we get into our next shows. So we recently had Bad Blood. If you've missed the last few streams, we'll take you back a little further. We had the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And on that night, we had, of course, Randy Orton win the Elimination Chamber. The Undertaker kept his World Championship as well. So we've set up for that big match at WrestleMania. Randy Orton versus the Undertaker for the World Championship. A match that I think will be awesome. I cannot wait to have that one. So, as some people coming into the stream now. Welcome everyone who's coming into the stream now. Thank you very much for coming along, and I hope you enjoy the stream today. So, Elimination Chamber 85 rated show. Then we had Bad Blood was our next big show. It was an 89 rated pay-per-view, 55,000 attendance. That main event was John Cena and DX beating CM Punk and the Straight Edge Society in a 6-man tag team Hell in a Cell match, 92 rated show. We also set up the Jericho vs DX match as well. Other matches included, of course, The Miz beating R-Truth for 82, Jericho beating the Hart Dynasty, Swagger beat Nakamura, Melina beat Maurice, Rollins beat Knox, Booker T beat Sheamus. And then our last couple of shows have been pretty solid as well. We've had, of course, Monday Night Raw, 87 rated show. Oh, we got a Super Chad coming in from John Nye. Thank you so much, John. We'll give you some moderator. Thank you for the $5, man. Really appreciate that. A great way to start the stream. Thank you so much, man. So, what's up, Brendan? Could you maybe give R-Truth a small push and maybe have him win the US title at some point after Mania? Definitely R-Truth will be getting a push. You know, we've addressed this last stream, but wasn't ideal for him losing to The Miz so often. His popularity's really dipped. So it's going to be a bit of a mission for myself personally to get his popularity up there again. ECW was an 81 rated show, headlined by our big Super Show match. It was this ECW special. It was Christian who defended his championship against Kane, Kofi, and Mark Henry. ECW World title on the line in that Fatal 4-Way match. We had Tommy Dreamer beat Homicide to become the first ECW Hardcore Champion in the series. And Shelton Benjamin also beat Daniel Bryan as well. So, some good matches there. Some definite good matches there, which is fantastic to get some momentum building for us there. Then we had SmackDown, where we had The Undertaker and Rey Mysterio. They teamed up to beat The Legacy. That was a tag team match there. We have started to work on our Legends segment with Paul Burchill, who challenged Hulk Hogan to a match at WrestleMania. And kind of what we're doing there is Paul Burchill's going to keep calling out Hogan and maybe some other legends and getting no response. But then when they appear at WrestleMania, he'll come out and probably get his ass kicked. Edge also beat Matt Hardy in, I think, maybe his first singles match back, maybe. But we also set up for Edge and John Morrison in the future for the IC title. Brendan, if you can go back to WWE 09-10, change one thing, what would you change? I don't know. I didn't watch it. This is why this period of time is so interesting to me, because I didn't experience it. I didn't watch WWE from 2008, mid-2008 to 2012. I started getting back into wrestling the first week of 2012. So that period is quite foreign to me. It's all new to me. And I've gone back and I've watched some 2009, 2010 pay-per-views. I've recently watched the Elimination Chamber. I've watched the Royal Rumble. So I've watched a little bit to kind of familiarize myself a little bit with what was going on that time. But to give you an answer, I don't know. This is why you'll see decisions from me in this period of time that you might think, well, what the hell? That didn't happen, or why would that happen? Because I didn't really personally watch it. So the whole point of this series is kind of me making this period of time interesting enough for me to want to have watched it back then. Samir says Batista leaving. That would have definitely have been a major thing. Batista leaving would have been a real sour thing for me. I would have loved to have him stay. So that's a good point there. Okay, so let's take a quick look at our roster as we get in. Now, the big news was Evan Bourne officially signed a contract with TNA, so he's leaving. So just when we started to give Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston, that Air Boom tag team, a bit of a push as a team, it's gone. It's done. It's over. Finished. Which is disappointing because you just start pushing a guy and then he leaves. That's very, very frustrating. So, yeah, so Matt Sydal, Evan Bourne is heading to TNA. I don't know why, but TNA still again. So that's the most notable thing that's happened recently. We tried to get Velvet Sky as well. She's staying with TNA. I would have liked to bring her in and form the Beautiful People. Instead, we had to go to Plan B now and form this tag team between Angelina Love, who we did sign, who's 28, so she's a bit older, but she's still got plenty of good years left. And, of course, Katie Lee as well, who I think is also 29. So Katie Lee and Angelina Love forming that team because we did sign Ivory to be that veteran woman in the division and be a manager. So we've got her, and she'll debut very soon, and maybe even have a couple matches herself. And we also got Molly Holly as well as another. Well, she's only 32, so that's the thing. I was going to say veteran, but she is a veteran, but she's still got a number of good years left in the tank. So let's utilize that. So she will join the SmackDown brand as well. ECW should be a rest in peace Evan Bourne show every match. He's in every match on the card, but they're all extreme stipulations. That would be a good punishment. That would be a good punishment for him leaving us, because I'm really not happy at all that he did that at all. Very, very frustrating. Also not happy that Raven is causing us issues again. Of course he is. That's just to annoy me. So it's very annoying, but it is what it is. Do I have Gail Kim? Yes, I do have Gail Kim, someone who I kind of failed to do anything substantial with. I think her popularity has even dropped. Yes, it was started at 50 and it's dipped down to 48, 49. Probably because she's only won one match. The only person she's been able to beat was Serena in a pre-show. So I would like to give Gail Kim a push, but I guess she is 34. So 34 for a woman is probably the same as being 40 for a male in a way. It's that veteran, much, much older. So, but I would like to get Gail Kim to a point where she can be in the title hunt and maybe even have a run with the championship. It would just probably take us a year or two to get her there. I personally believe The Undertaker is the greatest pro wrestler of all time. Do you agree or disagree? He would have to be in the discussion, in the conversation, yes. He is definitely one of the best. Speaking of The Undertaker, he's doing well. He's still got very solid popularity, 94, 95, which is great. You'd probably want him to be around 100, as close as that as you can get. So that might be a bit of a goal as well for the future, that we can get The Undertaker towards that legendary figure of 100, that ultimate goal in a way. But so where we're at right now, week 2 of March, and WrestleMania is week 4 of March. So we still have a few weeks of shows, a few Raw, SmackDown, ECWs to get through. So the goal for today's stream is to try and get to WrestleMania, and the next stream on the weekend we will definitely have a big one, and it will be WrestleMania. Will I have anyone beat the streak? No. I don't personally think I would do it. The only way you'd do it is if you had a star coming through, a top heel coming through, who you see could be the backbone of your company for the next 5 to 10 years. Someone who you think is going to be the future of your company, someone who you believe can carry it and maybe be the face of your company or the top heel in your company. That would be the only way you'd do that. And I don't have anyone of that stature right now, which is disappointing, but I guess that was the issue with this time period for WWE. They just didn't have anyone coming through the ranks that was really substantial enough to, put in that main event status. But yeah. So, we pretty much covered everything there. So let's advance to our next show. Okay, so Shawn Michaels has been annoying the rest of the locker room with his constant preaching about how great his religion is. Well, we've had this issue before, and Michaels continues to do it. So Shawn, we'll give you another warning. Triple H annoyed Jamie Noble by constantly mocking his lack of a push. Of course he did. We'll give Triple H a slap on the wrist. That's really nothing. Sheamus breaks the streak. Yeah, no. We won't be doing that one. Okay, so we've got to look at our Raw feuds and continue to build on them. The biggest one being John Cena and CM Punk. So we might just simply have these two go face to face this week, back and forth on the mic. Because we failed to do that last week. We didn't have time for them because we had Hulk Hogan's big return last week take place. So those two can argue for a period of time. Now, I believe we did turn Tyson Kidd and David Hart Smith to a babyface team. Yes, we did. So that's good news. So we might do something with them later on. Seth Rollins can go one-on-one with someone. We might give him a match against Jack Swagger. Have we done this yet? No. Now, Rollins is in contention for the US title. He'll be a part of the 6-man tag match for the US title. So we'll give Rollins a competitive match. He won't win, but a competitive match up there just to keep improving his performances. I thought Mania was today. No. Definitely WrestleMania next stream. Definitely WrestleMania next stream. Who's your favorite active wrestler right now? It's Braun Strowman. So what else have we got going on? So we might have R-Truth cut a promo, and we'll cut it on the Miz. Give R-Truth something. He's kind of lacked a little bit as of late. So let's give Tyson Kidd and David Hart Smith a match as a tag team. So they've got a couple of heel teams they can work with. One being the Straight Edge Society, and the other being the Ruthless Roundtable, which is a dreadful team, but we'll go with it. So we'll give the Hart Dynasty a victory. They're a very good team, actually, so we need to keep them strong and maybe position them down the line to be involved in the Tag Team Championship feud. That would be fantastic if we can get them there. So our women's feud is Natalya, Melina, and Maurice. So we might have Natalya go one-on-one with Maurice this week. So Natalya can cut a promo on Maurice. Leading into this match, put Melina on commentary. She can watch on. So it's going to be triple threat WrestleMania, but we'll have this one-on-one match now where Maurice can win. It's a heel versus heel, which is the only issue, but Maurice can win by, cheating or whatever. So there you've got that there. Now we just need to find a bit of a main event, which is always our issue. We don't want to give away too many big matches, and because we have very limited star power, we kind of have to do big matches all the time, which is the frustrating thing. But we'll see what we can come up with this week. Let's have a look. Is there anyone decent enough to kind of bring in for a match as well? Just to take a look. Only really Ron Simmons, but he would be too old to really do anything decent. So let's go for a match up here. Now, we've been utilizing the Straight Edge Society as a bit of a mechanism, a bit of a way to kind of overcome those issues with big main events happening. So we might give Booker T a match, and we'll give him a match against CM Punk. Reason being, Booker T, good worker, gives CM Punk another big win to get him prepared for his match against Cena. Maybe have Booker T get distracted by Sheamus. They've obviously had a bit of a recent feud, so we'll do that just to keep that going. We might cut some minutes of this Swagger match, so we're under time. Just kind of struggling just to cover everything right now. Obviously, we didn't cover the DX feud, so that's okay. Maybe we'll have them do something else. Sheamus and HBK, yeah, could probably do that next week. We'll give Booker T a chance though. Obviously give CM Punk another win. He's doing really well, but we'll give Booker T another big opportunity. So we'll go with that. What else can we really do? Something on the pre-show maybe about this upcoming Andre the Giant Battle Royal. So give someone a pre-show promo. So maybe a Chris Masters can cut a promo on some other guys who'll be in that Battle Royal. Mike Knox and some of the SmackDown guys, Cody Rhodes, Ted DiBiase. So I think Chris Masters is in that storyline. Let's have a look. Yes. So just something, you know, to do for those guys. Alright, so let's do that. So Chris Masters, 68. That's a pretty decent promo, actually, from Chris Masters. That's good. 100 segment for the Cena and CM Punk confrontation to start things off. So that's fantastic. 76 between Swagger and Rollins. That's a good match for those two. Considering Rollins 62 and his popularity is about 50. That's a good effort from Rollins, and Swagger is starting to become more of a dependable and reliable competitor. R-Truth, good promo from him, so that's good news. Hart Dynasty vs Ruthless Roundtable. Not the worst match in the world. David Hart Smith, 75. Tyson Kidd, 81. 56 was Ezekiel, and Vladimir was 52. So definitely the Hart Dynasty, a very, very good team right now. Especially Tyson Kidd is on fire. Natty promo of 85. And just the 66 between Natalya and Maurice. So not bad, but certainly could have been a lot better. Booker T and CM Punk, 86. So Punk, 95. Booker T, 70. That's a pretty good match, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. That'll do. That's solid. And, you know, you'll go with that. So you advance 2 storylines with that match up there, which is obviously ideal. Maybe the interference did bring it down a little bit. Booker T was held back for holding back, his physical ability, things like that. So certainly Booker T bringing the match down a little bit. Overall, 86. You'll take that. You'll take that. This is the problem though with WrestleMania. Obviously, you don't want to give away the big matches just before WrestleMania, but you also want to still have good quality shows. Such a difficult thing to try and, you know, do. 27.81 rating for Monday Night Raw. TNA have offered a deal to Nigel McGuinness, and they're giving him $20,000 per month for 4 years. So all of a sudden, our contract is not good enough. Vince McMahon's going to play hardball again, not really let us do too much. So Nigel's more interested in the TNA offer. He's 34. You probably don't want to give him much longer than this as a deal. We could offer him a couple of little bonuses, I suppose. We can't really offer him any more money. We could say level lower than mid-carder. Yeah, still not interested. So we might not be able to get him. I mean, he's a good worker, definitely. He's a good in-ring worker. He would have some good matches. He would probably... Yeah, he's got good mic skills. Probably would be a very valuable asset to the company. Good enough popularity where he'd be a solid mid-carder. So we need to be, you know, a bit more aggressive. So let's give him a true opportunity here. Let's give him a real chance. Let's try and offer the best we can to try and get this guy here. So we can't offer him any more than, you know, less than upper mid-carder, because that'd be saying or asking too much. Mitz wants to lower us to the bonus a bit. So that's okay. Still has a better offer. 6-year deal would take him till he's 40. Wow. Okay, so if only Vince could give us another $1,000 to play with, I think we'd be fine. As a future main eventer, we could offer him that. Okay, then he would start to consider. Because I actually think with his skills, he definitely could be a main eventer. And I'm sure if he actually if he actually came to WWE in, I think it was 2009 or 2010, probably 2009, probably would have been around that main event spot. I mean, I can offer him that. That's probably the best offer I can give the guy. So, Kurt Hawkins' contract is expiring. Only 24, Kurt Hawkins, still very young. So we'll give him another deal. I'll hope TNA doesn't make a play for him. I doubt they will, surely. Unless they're legit just going to throw money at every single person on our roster, no matter who it is. So, they probably will. 52 popularity is not the worst, but hopefully we get away with him not going there. Okay, so there we go. But yeah, definitely Nigel would be solid, because there's really not anyone else to kind of get at the moment. I mean, the only probably person I think about is maybe Austin Aries. I think would be solid, but he's the Ring of Honor champion right now, and generally when they're world champions, I like to keep them, keep away from them, and just let them stay as world champion until they lose the belt. Because when they're world champion, they get the main event match all the time, so they've got their best opportunity to gain more popularity whilst working in that promotion. So Aries would be a pick for mine. I need someone like Bret Hart. I think I need to try and think about signing for a couple of appearances. A WrestleMania appearance would be great for Bret Hart, so I might try and sign him for 3 appearances. And just let's see if he'll accept that. He only wants to work events. Well, how old is he? 52. We can do something not physical, so he won't involve ring work. We can get him for everything. So as long as he's not working physically, we can do whatever we want. So we need to look at bringing in a few bigger names for our WrestleMania, even if it's just for an appearance or whatever. Scott Hall, we could bring him in for an appearance as well. So we might do that. Give him 3 appearances as well. And his 3 appearances would be... yeah, this is probably... I think we gave Brett a written deal. That's alright. It doesn't really matter. Money's really not an issue for us, even though Vince likes to think so. So he could actually work a match, but we don't... do we really need him to work a match? I mean, 51, he probably could do something, a little something, like a squash match or something like that for WrestleMania, or something like that. I don't know. A nostalgia match. Would we really want to do that, though? I don't know. Please don't do Vince versus Brett. No, we won't be doing that. Battle Royal. That's not a bad shout. You could throw Scott Hall in the Battle Royal. Yeah. Yeah, he could do that. That's a good shout. Thanks for that. So yeah, we'll do that. Anyone else? Not really. Ken Shamrock? Is he injured? I feel like he could be... No, he's okay. For whatever reason, WWE seems to have outcasted Ken Shamrock for all these years. I don't know why, but I think Shamrock would be a bit of an asset. Again, he could be a guy you put in a Rumble match or whatever. Scott Hall will show up drunk. I guarantee it. You're probably right. You're probably right, man. You know what? I might sign Ken Shamrock for an appearance. 1 appearance. So, 1 appearance. Let's do it. Major TV, yep. So 1 appearance for Ken Shamrock. We'll do it at WrestleMania. Try and get some of TNA's talents. Maybe go after guys that are on pay-per appearance deals, and even if they stay at TNA, they will have less money to steal you guys. TNA have a lot of money, and they're making a lot of money because their show is very successful right now, so money's not an issue for them. The reason why I'm not getting their pay-per appearance guys is because I see it as they're on written deals. So I see it as them not currently being available. So If they were to offer them written deals, yes, I would try and take them. But, you know, I just don't see them. For me, it's a form of a bit of cheating, I guess. They are on pay per appearance deals, but they could quite easily be on written deals at the same time. So, when their deals expire, maybe I'll think about it. Yeah, I could obviously do it, change my mind, but we'll see it. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Anyone else we could think about bringing in for an appearance? Obviously, bringing Brock Lesnar would be nice, but that won't be happening. Carly, no. Roddy Piper. I mean, you probably could bring in Piper for an appearance. For a WrestleMania appearance. You know what? We might do that. We might give him 2 appearances for the month. And if we use him, we use him. If we don't, we don't. But he's there. If we want to use him, we've got him. Stacy Keibler, Tori Wilson. Yeah. Ultimate Warrior. I don't know why it says 1 year in the business, but he's obviously not. Ultimate Warrior. Pretty poor stats if you wanted to have him wrestle a match, but decent enough popularity. Not sure if I want to. Maybe another time. Try and sign guys for Ring of Honor like Kevin Owens, maybe Sami Zayn. They're not quite ready for my roster yet. I don't really want to have them stuck in developmental for a year or two. I just don't think it's necessary. I just don't think I need to do that. You could do a Piper's Pit segment. Yes, I could, absolutely. That might not be a bad idea. Piper's Pit with like the Miz or something would be cool, for sure. TNA has stolen so many guys. Use the fact that some of the guys for TNA are on written deals and get them as revenge since you're at war with TNAs anyway. Yes, that is a good point. You are right. They have stolen a lot of my guys. I probably should be a bit more aggressive and try and take some guys of their own. I would definitely love to get the Dudleys. That would be a big get. So, do I go against what I want to do and just try and sign these guys? Here's the thing though. If I fail to sign them, TNA will get them on written deals. So, you'd have one chance. We know how difficult it's been to sign people right now. So, if we fail, they go to written deals and that's it. But it would be good to have the Dudleys. We really do need another tag team, and they would be terrific. Could you imagine Dudleys versus DX, Dudleys versus Jericho? Man, there'd be some good matches there. So, alright, I'll put a 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat if you want me to try and sign the Dudleys. You guys can decide. Do I try and treat it as though they've got deals, or do I just try and sign them? I guarantee you guys are going to say yes, just get them, but I don't know. 1 in the chat if you want me to try and do it. I guess we could take a look at anyone from TNA and see who is available. Dudley's, lots of 1s. Everyone's saying 1. So, alright. It's official. We will offer them deals. So, we probably won't get them, but worth a shot, you know. Offering too much in wages, apparently, so Vince is going to be real annoying by the looks of it. Brother Ray as well. So, 5-year deals. We'll try and just go off the bat, give them what they want. Maybe we can take house shows off the table when we renegotiate. But, we'll try from there. It will ruin the New Japan relationship. It won't, because they're on touring deals, I believe. Because they're on touring deals, it's different. They're there for a period of time rather than actually they're in the company, definitely. So it might be different. Alright, so we might book ECW now. And obviously we get the Dudleys, you probably would want to put them on ECW, but geez, you'd be tempted to put them elsewhere. But the Dudleys on ECW would be the perfect fit as well. Sabu secretly caught using soft drugs backstage. Oh, man. Sabu's unhappy. RVD's unhappy. Of course those two are unhappy. When are they never unhappy when it comes to drugs? Alright, so let's continue. ECW, we just had our big super show. So now we kind of need to regroup and think about what we're going to do for WrestleMania. Now, when it comes to ECW, we've got some momentum going. We really do. You know, we just signed Balls Mahoney. Yeah, nothing special there, but he's available. We've got him there, so another little, another member of the roster there. Carlito's getting some popularity, but the main thing, as we established last stream, was that Christian was doing well. We also got Mark Henry doing well. Popularity's coming. Kane's doing well. Kofi Kingston's doing very well. So our top 4 guys are all doing very, very well at the moment. Now, who do we go with? You've got Christian as the champion right now. I'd be very tempted for Christian to lose the championship at WrestleMania, give it to someone else, and then have Christian go to either Raw or SmackDown. Probably SmackDown to reunite Edge and Christian and have that tag team run. I think that'd be fun. So I'd be very tempted to go with that. If I was going to do that, you'd probably want a heel to win that. So that would probably be a Mark Henry. I would be my first choice to do that. And then you could have Mark Henry as the champion for a period of time. It would allow some more time for Kofi Kingston to keep developing his skills, keep getting better. And then you could build Kofi Kingston to take that championship in a few months' time. So his popularity is increasing big time. It's getting up and up and up. But how's his skills going? So his brawling's improved. Hardcore is always going to be pretty poor for him. Mat wrestling's improving. Submission. So you can see there is a slight improvement from Kofi. He's definitely getting better. His basic 68 to 71. Psychology 65 to 68. Safety 70 to 74. Consistency's getting better. So a lot of his attributes are on the rise, which is fantastic. His mic skills are getting better too. 73 to 78. That's a major improvement for mic skills. So Kofi Kingston's getting close to being that championship caliber superstar we need him to be. Now, I think you go safe. Give it to Mark Henry. Have Mark Henry win the championship, hold it for a few months. Let Kofi Kingston keep being built up. And then Kofi Kingston takes that championship in a few months' time. Maybe we do a one-night stand special or something like that for ECW or on another pay-per-view. But then we give Kofi the championship and let him run with it. And in the meantime, whilst Kofi's the champion, we build up MVP, who I believe could be the backbone of ECW going forward. We build him up, and he could potentially be the next guy to take that championship from Kofi Kingston and be the next top heel for the company. So I think that will sort out ECW for a while. Kane, personally, I think has kind of done his stint in ECW, and I would almost consider moving him back to another brand, maybe to Raw, to be that veteran that could lose to some guys or whatever on Raw and work with some of the top guys. Or maybe even take him to SmackDown. You get the Brothers of Destruction if you want to as well. So there's a few different options you could go with Kane. But I think Kane's personally probably done his stint with ECW nearly. And obviously we will be doing a draft after WrestleMania. So he might be someone who could take the switch and maybe switch with somebody else. Who that would be, not 100% sure. Certainly if you're going to lose Christian and Kane, you want to replace them with at least one top guy. Or maybe 2 if you can. So we'll have to think about it. Turn Christian into a Seth Rollins type heel and have Kofi chase it for a bit. Yeah, the thing is, I kind of think Christian as well might be useful to go elsewhere. I think Christian and Edge reforming that would give us another top tier team and could challenge DX. Maybe you turn Christian heel to go with Edge. Form that team, and you've got Edge and Christian versus DX as a huge SummerSlam tag team title match. And also Christian, his popularity is at the point where you probably want him working with some of the bigger names as well. So, and he's also worked already with Kane. He's done that feud. He's now had matches with Mark Henry and Kofi. He's almost worked with majority of our top tier names in ECW. So when that happens, you kind of have to think about moving him along and going elsewhere and chasing a different championship. Add Christian to SmackDown for Hardy. That's not a bad idea. I think Matt Hardy would suit an ECW personally. So, alright. So we need to establish these new feuds. So we'll end this situation between our World Championship feud. So we'll add a new one. So WrestleMania, ECW, Christian versus Henry, Mark Henry versus Christian. And that could be our World Championship feud for ECW. We still have the Hardcore title feud going on. Tommy Dreamer versus Homicide's the main two involved in that one. And Shelton Benjamin and Daniel Bryan have had a few good matches as well. We're pretty much done with that feud. So we could move them on to someone else. So we'll take a look at our roster for ECW. And we'll think about another little bit of a TV feud. Probably not a WrestleMania feud, but a TV feud that could be transferred into the Andre the Giant Battle Royal as well. So let's have a look at ECW. And anyone who's in ring. So it's a pretty small roster still, which is always the difficulties of ECW. So with Evan Bourne this week, we might give Daniel Bryan a massive win and have him just beat Evan Bourne, destroy him. Maybe a Low Key as well. I think the feud that I really want to see is Daniel Bryan versus Low Key. I think that's a feud that should naturally happen. The two young guns of ECW colliding, even though they're kind of 28 and 30, but still. But yeah, Carlito might be someone who could get a victory from Evan Bourne as well. Homicide would be another one. So a few names could do it. But in terms of potential feuds, it would have been great if we had Kofi and Evan Bourne. We could have had them feud with the world's greatest tag team, but Evan Bourne has to, leave. Unfortunately, he's just an idiot. But yeah, so we're kind of stuck a little bit on potential feuds. Maybe Carlito and Daniel Bryan. But what do you do with Shelton Benjamin then? Do you go Shelton Benjamin versus Goldust, like a veteran of Goldust? Maybe. Goldust is still performing at a decent level. Low Key's a better choice because he's a heel. So Goldust and Kofi could be okay. In Shelton, could be okay. Just as a decent little feud. Kofi versus Kane. I feel like we've done that already. Have we done that? Maybe we did Kofi and Christian. Kane did beat Kofi once. Yeah, so maybe we could do a legit Kofi and Kane feud. They've had some matches, but we could do a Kofi and Kane feud straight up. And maybe give Kofi the win as Kane goes. So Kane versus Kofi. And we might just go Goldust versus Benjamin as well. Actually, no, that won't be able to happen yet because we've still got this rivalry going on. So, tell you what we might do. We might add Goldust to the feud, and then maybe Daniel Bryan and Goldust can team up a little bit. So that way you keep everyone kind of working and everyone kind of busy just before WrestleMania. Because we don't want to start a new major feud for Daniel Bryan with Carlito or someone like that just before WrestleMania, when they're not going to have a pay-per-view match. Homicide versus Shelton. Homicide's feuding right now with Tommy Dreamer for the Hardcore title. Kofi versus Shelton. That would be a great feud. It's something we might do in the future. I just need to rise Shelton Benjamin's popularity a little bit before we get there. Alright, so we might officially announce Henry and Christian this week. So I guess to do that, you might want to do a triple threat and have Mark Henry win. It will sacrifice Kofi's popularity a little bit, but maybe triple threat #1 contender match announced So Paul Heyman can announce it. So Authority, and then just Contender. So the 3 contenders. So Authority Figure announces a triple threat match to determine the number 1 contender. Okay, so easy. And okay, so you change that to Paul Heyman announces a triple threat match to determine number 1 contender. Boom. And yeah, so angle writing, yes, is not fun to kind of watch me do, but we quickly get it done so we get what we want done. So add that to the defaults. So we got that. Let's do that. So Paul Heyman, Kofi, Mark Henry, Kane. Probably put Christian on commentary as well. Why not? So we'll go with that. Shelton would gain a lot by beating Kofi. Yeah, we don't want to sacrifice Kofi because Kofi Kingston is going to be your world champion in 3 to 6 months' time. So you don't want Kofi Kingston losing to someone who has 70 popularity. Kofi Kingston would go from 84 to 80. Yes, Shelton Benjamin would go from 70 to 72. But do you want to have Kofi Kingston lose that much popularity just to slightly bring Shelton Benjamin up? No, not really. That's a bad decision. Especially if you want Kofi Kingston to be your major star going forward. So we might give Goldust a match. And we'll give Goldust a match just to give him a win. We might give a match against Primo. And Goldust can have the win. And then maybe, can we do something backstage where Goldust like helps Daniel Bryan or something like that? I don't know. This discussion of ally. No. Just like with Goldust kind of bumps into Daniel Bryan and chats with him a little bit about Shelton Benjamin or something like that. A pep talk. Could you do that? Pep talk about a one-on-one match? So Goldust gives a pep talk about their match, his match against Shelton Benjamin. So we could go with that. Did we end? No, we didn't end that feud, did we? So Goldust. Yes, so Shelton. Let's just give him a bit of a pep talk just to introduce Goldust to the feud. You didn't put Christian on commentary for the first segment? No, I didn't want to. Commentary for the main event. For the title, for the number 1 contender match. You should do a bit more of Hurricane. Alright, we'll give him a match. Hurricane versus Charlie Haas. Yeah, Hurricane's been a guy they've kind of missed out a little bit on just because there's been other people in ECW I want to push over him. So he might be someone who would benefit from moving to another brand. He might get a few more opportunities there. That, or we get him in a tag team. I think him in a tag team would be his best role right now. Kofi needs improving in the ring, so I thought pairing with Shelton would be smart. Yes, but having Kofi lose to Shelton would be too much of a sacrifice. Kofi beating Shelton in a feud, yeah, sure. But him losing, yeah, don't know about that. So, might have Tommy Dreamer. Actually, no, I'll have Homicide. Cut a promo on Tommy Dreamer saying that he's going to come for that hardcore title. So see how Homicide goes on the mic. And we might utilize this hardcore title situation. Tommy Dreamer can have a random match. Hardcore titles on the line. We'll have Tanaka come out and challenge him for the title. So utilize the 24/7 situation with it. And Tanaka challenges Dreamer for the championship, and he's kind of have to He's got to go with it. He's got to go for it. So he defends the championship, but then afterwards, actually no, I was going to say afterwards you'd have Homicide beat down Dreamer, but then if he beat down Dreamer, then you'd have him, take the opportunity to challenge the champion for the title again. But what you could do instead is he tries to attack Tommy Dreamer, but he fails. So Tommy Dreamer is in the ring. Homicide tries to blindside him to get that opportunity for the hardcore title, but he fails to do so. Dreamer fends him off. And then we can go for a triple threat match. Kane, Kofi, Mark Henry. So Mark Henry has the least popularity out of them all, which means, yes, these two will have to sacrifice a little bit, but if Henry's going to be the champion, that's okay. You kind of don't mind that. So Mark Henry can win. We'll make Kane take the pin. And we'll put Christian on commentary as well. And that way you set up for the big match for WrestleMania. Mark Henry becomes the #1 contender. Kane and Kofi have an situation as well. And you advance everything. Interference from MVP. That's a good call. Yeah, good call. So outside interference finish. So Kane can get attacked by MVP who helps out his tag partner. So that's a good call. We'll go with that. Could do a thing with Hurricane and Daniel Bryan where Hurricane kind of takes him under his wing, gives him Bryan a bit of a rub. Yeah, I could. I don't necessarily see the pairing. Yeah, I feel like Daniel Bryan, he's that guy who is just a straight up in-ring technician, whereas Hurricane's a bit of a comedic character. Yeah, it is an odd pairing, but it's a bit too odd for me to see it working. Oh yes, what about Evan? Yeah, shit. Okay, we might have to do something different then. So we might scrap the Hurricane match, or we can put that on the pre-show. Put that on the pre-show and have Evan Bourne lose to Carlito. So Carlito can dominate him. Reason why I'm picking Carlito is because if you have Evan Bourne lose to Daniel Bryan now, Evan Bourne's popularity will be about 63, 62. Carlito will have better popularity than him, so it won't really help Carlito as much as it would if he did it straight away. If he's first, if he gets the big win first, it'll help Carlito more. So, we might just bury Evan Bourne. I don't care if you're extremely unhappy, Evan Bourne. I'm unhappy that you left, but you still did it. So Carlito can kill Evan Bourne. Boom, straight up. And that pretty much covers the show. So Hurricane and Charlie Haas, not bad match, 72. They have great chemistry. Okay. Okay, that's a good match. That's good. Paul Heyman, 91 for the start of his show, announcing the #1 contendership match. That's fantastic. Goldust and 68. That's good. So Goldust 66, which is why we're giving Goldust a bit more of a push. Not really doing a lot, but he's a good in-ring performer still. 73 for the backstage segment. Evan Bourne, Carlito. Yeah, not a lot there to it, but it did give Carlito the win. Homicide promo. That's a good promo from Homicide. 78. He keeps cutting promos like that. That will help get his popularity up big time. Dreamer and Tanaka, good match. They have great chemistry as well. And 77 between them. Dreamer 78, Tanaka 56. A great match between those two. Really solid. And then the failed beatdown was 78 as well. So this ECW hardcore title feud is going quite well. It's starting to pick up this week. Dreamer and Homicide performing quite well this week. Then the main event, probably the best match I've had on ECW, maybe? At least with our main eventers. Triple threat match, 84 rated, Kane 77, Kofi 80, Mark Henry 79. So I kind of said, you know, Kofi is not ready, but he definitely does perform well in the multi-man matches. It's just the singles matches that worries me. But Mark Henry was good as well, 79. So, yeah, a couple of good matches there. So that's a good show overall. So 82, that might be one of our best ECW shows we've had to date. Very, very good. Very, very good. I'm happy with that. So a 0.8 rating for that. And we're keeping Maria, so that's good news. So TNA didn't want Maria. I don't blame them. WWE are left red-faced today after an audacious plot to spread a rumor that TNA wrestlers held monthly kitten drownings. What the fuck? As a sadistic bonding exercise backfired. When a journalist broke the story of their underhanded tactics, a public outcry started, and it appears that WWE are now undergoing karma retribution. What in the fuck? Okay. Well, that's different, isn't it? That is different. So our attempts to be a bit sneaky and try and undermine TNA a little bit didn't quite work. I can see why. Monthly kitten drownings? I mean, who came up with that? I mean, yes, no wonder it failed. Yes, it was terrible. Freaking terrible. I don't know. Okay. So, let's take a look at some big changes. Mark Henry didn't really bump up much, just maybe to 80. Did Kane go down? Yes, a little bit. He did. Kofi, did he drop? No, not really. So, Kane a slight drop. Mark Henry a slight gain. Not a lot, though. So you would have thought that might do a little bit more. Evan Bourne, down to 62. So that's good news. That piece of shit, Evan Bourne. Leaving us, so we buried him a little bit. Carlito, I think, was 63. Okay, so he's about 64 now, which is good. You take that, you're happy with that, we'll go with that, without a doubt. Could I update the card? I guess I can. It's just a bit annoying to do it midstream. So we'll do that just real quick for you guys, since you want it. 1 second. Alright, there you go. So, updated. Alright, so... yeah, I mean, very weird storyline. Not a lot of major change, but some positive changes anyways. Daniel Bryan, still about 46. What about Homicide? He had a good promo. So Homicide definitely gained a bit with his promo this week. Some good angles from Homicide. So he's now well and truly in the 50s. He's doing well. So this is the beauty of ECW. You've got an extra show. You can utilize it. You can gain popularity for these lower-end guys like Homicide, Low-Key, Bryan. It's working well. So Homicide's doing quite well. Popularity should only go down when wrestlers are not featured in the show and not by losing. No, I don't agree with that. If you lose a match, your popularity is going to go down because you're getting someone's leapfrogging you on the card, essentially. Taking your popularity and you're going down the card. So Low-Key about mid-50s, so he might be the next guy to take a win from Evan Bourne. So we've probably got a couple more guys who can get wins from him. I mean, you could always send Evan Bourne to SmackDown and give him a loss there as well if you wanted to. And keep going with that. What's the plan with Drew? I think he could be a major player of this game. Well, definitely Drew will be someone who will win that Intercontinental Championship at some point. He just suffered an injury, so he's just come back from injury. So we haven't got any plans for him at the moment. But he's at this point where he's just a little bit too low to be a championship caliber. But a few wins, some a bit of work, a few solid feuds, we can get him around that 70 mark in popularity, and then he can start to be more of a threat to a championship anyways. And anyone else to kind of look at? Tommy Dreamer. So he's still doing well despite some losses earlier on. He's kind of recovered a bit. He's doing quite well. So some good news. I found that probably ECW is gaining or losing the most popularity at the moment. Certainly gaining. So we're having the biggest momentum swings because of ECW at the moment, I think. Which is odd. You wouldn't expect that, but it is happening. Like I said, our big four in ECW have all been gaining popularity for the most part until, recently. Drew could be the guy to dethrone Morrison. Absolutely, you could think about that. It'd be either Drew or Cody at this point. Would be the two guys I have in my mind. Here's an interesting one. So we offered deals to Brother Ray, Brother Devon. TNA haven't offered anything in return. They haven't offered a deal back. So that could absolutely mean that they might not be offering anything at all. So that's interesting. Okay, so here's some news. Maybe this is where they offer them a deal. So Layla's recovered from her injury, and Steve Corino has now joined. So Steve Corino will be on ECW. Reason being is because he has 66 hardcore, good brawler as well. So suits the ECW style as much as he possibly can. And he is a former ECW World Champion as well. So, yeah, good pick, I guess you could say, for that brand. And, again, just another guy who's a good worker to come in and work ECW and try and improve the brand. So, again, yeah, no change there with the Dudleys. So, I think we might be getting them. I think TNA are not offering them a deal. So, I think they could be coming back home to the WWE. So SmackDown this week, so we might advance and get SmackDown done. So let's take a look. Raven, what have you done this week? Soft drugs, no condition to work. Fuck. My God, Raven. I guess we have to find him. He's improved his behavior. Well, thank God for that. JBL pulled a rib on Mr. McMahon, nearly leading to a fight breaking out. Oh, God, JBL, what are you doing? You don't rib the boss. Simmering tension with you. Oh, okay, JBL. Well, we pleased Mr. McMahon, so that's all good. Send him to rehab. I still want to debut Raven, though. So, if we send him to rehab, essentially 3 to 6 months, maybe even 9 months, where we don't have Raven. I don't know, man. It's tough. Drew sounds better than Cody. Cody and Ted could be tag champs with Orton as world champ after Mania, so Ted doesn't get left out. I agree. I think that's not a bad idea. So, yes, definitely someone like Drew could get that win. Drew or maybe Dolph. Dolph's kind of missed out a little bit. At the moment, John Morrison, his popularity is really increasing. Almost to the point where he's nearly main eventer. Well, he is a main eventer, but almost to the point where he's a real main eventer. So, if he gets a few more wins, and the plan is for him to beat Edge at WrestleMania, Morrison could be around the 80 mark. Be a legitimate main event star. So, someone like Dolph Ziggler might be too low down to take a loss for Morrison to lose to. So that's where you get issues. So that's why Morrison needs to probably drop the belt soon to someone who's a little bit lower, and they can kind of work with that. You forgot about Dolph? Trust me, I forgot about Dolph last episode as well. I forgot he existed. Alright, so let's move along. So, what did we do last SmackDown? Just so we don't repeat it again. So we had the talk show with Morrison meeting Edge. What did we do with Taker and Orton? Not a lot by the looks of it. So, the week before we did Randy Orton taunting The Undertaker and backfired, and Undertaker beat him down. So, we might just have a face-to-face, a simple face-to-face between Orton and Undertaker here. They go back and forth on the mic. Simple enough. So, because we've forgotten about Dolph Ziggler, we might give him a match. We'll give him a match, and let's have him have a win. He can beat Zack Ryder. Just to give Dolph a win. It's been a while for him. And I guess Dolph Ziggler would be in this Battle Royal, won't he? So, yeah, we've got him down there. Put Zack Ryder in that too. So that's a match that has some kind of meaning behind it. I guess, speaking of the Battle Royal, we could have someone cut a promo about it, maybe. Maybe Matt Hardy cuts a promo on it, cuts a promo on Dolph Ziggler. Maybe we set up for a match between those two next week or something. Is Matt Hardy in the Battle Royal as well? Yes, okay, so that makes sense. Women's match. So our plan is still Katie Lee to get a championship opportunity, so we might give her another victory. We give her a win over Maria. I guess there's not really many people for her to work with, is there? So we might give Maria a big opportunity here. A long match between the two. Let's give them a chance to shine a bit. And let's have a call out. Let's have let's just have Katie Lee challenge Mickie James. So challenges Mickie James. I want the title opportunity, and she will get it, but just advance that storyline a bit more. We might do something with Jericho. They might cut a promo on DX. So we missed out on doing something with them on Raw, so we can make up for that by doing something here on SmackDown. Just cuts a promo on those two, just to keep that going and advance that next step. I guess we wanted to do Undertaker versus Cody Rhodes probably this week, so we need to do something, I guess, with John Morrison and Edge, maybe. Maybe we do a talk show, Cutting Edge, talk show. Can we do a 4-way talk show? Yeah. If we change that slightly and just take that one out, and just quickly put that in. So the host will be Edge, Cutting Edge, Batista, Ray, and John Morrison. So then you cover those two feuds, have them go back and forth on the mic as well. And Ray. They're not feuding, but just advances that little bit more. So then we might have The Undertaker have a match. I don't like to have The Undertaker wrestle too much on SmackDown, but this time it kind of warrants it. It's WrestleMania season, so that's okay. So Taker can win. He is the world champion after all. He should be appearing sometimes. No, I don't want the belt to be on the line. I guess, do I put Randy on commentary? Well, we probably don't need to. And then we might have Randy Orton come for the surprise attack afterwards. Not much of a surprise, but surprise attack, post-match attack, hits the RKO on The Undertaker to close out the show. Predictable, but that's alright. So we just need to cut a few minutes. We might cut 2 minutes off this match. Just have a look. Psychology 74. Undertaker Psychology 95. So we could have this be a slow build. Good ring performances with good psychology will help improve that. So both guys got pretty good psychology, certainly The Undertaker, so we might go with that. We just need to cut a few minutes, so we might cut 2 minutes of this match. And I know we wanted a longer match, but 13 minutes is still okay for that one. So we'll go with that. Make Cena trash talk Punk. We did that last Raw and it worked very well, yes. Might just try someone from Developmental. Just take a look at someone. Let's give Justin Gabriel a match. We'll take a look at him. So Gabriel is a babyface, and he can have a match against Chavo Guerrero. A nice veteran role for Chavo. See how he goes. He beats Gabriel, but a pre-show match, just a dark match, and we'll go with that. So Gabriel, well, okay, 47 for Gabriel, and they didn't click, so that could have been a lot better. So Gabriel, definitely main roster ready, I think. He might be the most main roster ready. Have Cody beat Undertaker thanks to Randy Orton attacking Undertaker. No, I don't want Taker to lose. You don't have the champion lose before WrestleMania. Even if it is by interference or anything like that, we don't want to sacrifice the Undertaker at all. I know it would bring popularity to Cody, but it's so difficult to get someone to 95 popularity. So when they're there, you maintain that. You don't want to risk that. You don't want to sabotage it at all. Getting anyone to 90 is very tough. Getting them past 90 is even tougher. It's almost impossible at times to get them above 90, no matter what you do with them. So if they're at that level, you do everything you can to keep them there. So I'm not going to sacrifice the Undertaker to Cody Rhodes. Randy and the Undertaker 100 segment to start things off in that face-to-face. Good start for them. Dolph and Zack 66. They don't have chemistry. That's interesting. Matt Hardy 74. Still want to do that gimmick change for him. Haven't done it yet. Katie Lee and Maria 65 for that one. Katie Lee definitely carried. What's up, Tom Talks Rubbish? Welcome to the stream. Katie Lee 83 as well with her challenge to Mickie James. That's a good promo from Katie Lee, so she's got good mic skills. Jericho promo was good, no surprise. The cutting edge segment was great, 98. Very, very good as well. No surprise. So that advances those two segments and gets some more heat. So a great segment between those four. Then Taker and Cody, 88. Pretty good. Undertaker 96, Cody 76. So Taker carrying pretty nicely there. Pretty damn good match overall, I have to say. It's a good match, good performance. And Orton the RKO at the end, 91. So a good way to finish. And what was a good SmackDown, 90 overall. That's a good show. Absolutely. Very, very good show. Very happy with that one. Okay, so... Alright, this is interesting. Roddy Piper has announced that he's going to retire from active competition in 3 months' time, just when we're about to sign him. Very interesting. So, Marufuji has joined Japan. Oh, New Japan on a written deal. Okay, so he left. He left Noah and he's going to New Japan. Okay. 77 popularity. That's a big get for New Japan. Wow. 28.34 for SmackDown, that rating. Kurt Angle's been voted the best technical wrestler in the world. Well, when he's got 95 basics, 95 mat, 95 submission, 98 chain wrestling, oh my god. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I think he would be the best as well. Oh my god, that's damn good stats. Jesus. Our shows are getting a lot better. Yes, they are. It takes some time. You start to figure out what everyone's strengths and weaknesses are. You kind of, maneuver them around in that way. You figure out who's the real deal, who's not. It gets easier over time. It just takes a while to get in the swing of things. Which world title match would main event WrestleMania? I want CM Punk and Cena to main event WrestleMania. I think Cena is more reliable as a top worker to get the biggest match possible, and CM Punk is so good as well that I think those two would probably have a better match than Taker and Orton. Good news, Beth Phoenix is back. Bad news, Nigel McGuinness is staying with TNA. So we wanted to try and get Nigel, but we've missed out on him. He's staying with TNA. Match history of 81. That's pretty good. So he's a good worker. We've missed out on a good one. That sucks, but we offered him a deal. We gave him the best deal we could. Missed out. So, good news. We've got Kurt Hawkins. Yep. Great news. Yep. But we have Devon, so that's better news. So Devon's joining the roster. Question is, heel or babyface? You'd probably think babyface because then you have them take on Jericho. But I think I kind of want DX to beat Jericho at WrestleMania. So then you got the Dudleys versus DX as a feud if they're heels. But if you're heels, then you've got Mark Henry and MVP as a tag team. So that takes that out. What else we got? We got David Hart and Tyson Kidd, yes. But most of our top tier teams are heels. So maybe babyface, I think, might be the go. Put them on SmackDown, maybe, as babyfaces. I think that might be the right call. It doesn't really matter, they're both good in both areas, but I think babyface is probably where they're more needed. So we'll have Devon in 7 days. So after WrestleMania, we can have them join up, which would be great. Beth Phoenix, so she's back, which is great to have her back. You know, we've missed her. I wanted to keep going with Natalya and Beth Phoenix as a tag team, but Beth obviously needed some time off. So we've got her back now. We probably won't use her for WrestleMania. We'll bring her back after Mania, but it's good to have her back. Definitely. Very, very good. Where's the TNA TW playthrough? I'll have an episode of that. That'll be coming out tonight. So I've got an episode of that ready to go for later. So double dose of TW here today. Put them on ECW. Yes, definitely. You probably would want to, wouldn't you? Where is he? Where is he? Brother Devon. So we'll call him Devon Dudley. I prefer the picture you had, actually. So can we go Devon? I don't know where that other one was, but so Brother Devon. Brother, no. Just Devon, I guess. Devon. Don't have it. Maybe that was the one. Good enough. So, good hardcore, 73 hardcore, 73 brawl. So they would have some great hardcore matches on ECW, and they are ECW guys, essentially. You know, you think of them and you think of ECW. So, yes, ECW would be the perfect fit for them. But I guess with our tag division at the moment, we can start incorporating ECW tag teams competing with the SmackDown tag teams as well if you want to. Because our tag division is not really exclusive at all. So, might be something you want to think about doing. What about draft Mysterio to ECW after WrestleMania or SummerSlam? You know, I didn't think about that, but that's not a bad idea because Rey Mysterio is kind of struggling a little bit on SmackDown, and he would struggle again on Raw. Whereas ECW, he could probably really shine there. He's getting overshadowed because obviously Orton, Batista, Edge, Taker, they're all bigger names and they're all having better matches than Rey. Morrison's even probably going to overtake Rey Mysterio soon. So, you know what? Rey Mysterio on ECW is not a bad idea. Rey's obviously been in ECW before, so you've got that connection. And if you lose Christian, if you put Christian on SmackDown, replace him with Rey Mysterio, that's pretty much a like-for-like situation. And that would work out pretty well. The only problem is that SmackDown would be very heel-heavy if you went with that. If we did turn Christian to be a heel. So that would be the only downside for that. Rey for Kane. You could do that, turn Kane face. And you had the Brothers of Destruction tag team. More TW. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. This weekend, probably tomorrow will be WrestleMania. We'll do a big WrestleMania stream, so I'll let you guys all know when WrestleMania happens. But WrestleMania will be a big stream, so you'll have plenty of TW this weekend. So I know you guys want to see more, but we'll have plenty more. Alright, so here's plenty of contracts. This is good news. So Bret Hart will be back. So he'll be back, and we'll put him as a personality. Scott Hall, he'll be back. We might have him actually wrestle, so he'll come in as an occasional wrestler. He's a better heel, so yeah, we'll have him come in as a heel, why not? Shamrock, again, might bring him as an occasional wrestler. He's a better babyface or heel, not really good at either, to be honest, so we might just have him come in as a heel. Piper, personality. I mean, we could have Piper wrestle in that Battle Royal, so I'll have him come in as a personality for now. And Brother Ray, so he's coming as well, so he's a much better heel than babyface, but very good. So he's got 72 brawl, 73 hardcore, so very good brawler as well, and we'll bring him in as well. So great news. Well, we've got the Dudleys, which is a huge get for us because we really need them badly. Because our tag division is so bad. It's just terrible. Dudley boy. For some reason I think I'm spelling that wrong, but I know I'm not. So they should have 100 experience, right? So let's have a look. Maybe they don't. Oh, they're already there. Team 3D, and then we just need to set them inactive unit. No. Any type. Where are they? Team 3D. They're not there, are they? But it says that they're there. Incomplete teams. No. Oh, there they are. Dudley boys. Okay, yeah, missed it. So 100 experience for these two. So obviously, fantastic tag team. So that's good. That's very good. So great team that we've added to the ranks, and that will be a fantastic addition to our roster. And hopefully we can utilize them well and go with that. So bring in Brother Ray. So Bubba Ray Dudley. Alright, that's ugly enough for a photo. We'll go with that one. Okay, so are you worried about Hall possibly being affected by drugs or alcohol? Well, it's pretty likely, isn't it? It's pretty damn likely, but whatever. We'll go for it. It's only going to be in the Battle Royal, so it's not that big of a deal, I guess, essentially. Legacy need to have more popularity to wrestle against Brothers of Destruction. Yes, they probably do, but you go with what you've got. That's Bully Ray. Yeah, same thing. It's basically a headshot. You know, whatever. Not a big deal. New Age Outlaws are actually hated by Vince and the WWE. Everyone in the WWE hates New Age Outlaws, so I've tried signing them, but they do not want them. So yeah. D1 has more popularity than Bubba Ray's. That's interesting. So we definitely need to get Ted DiBiase in the 70s for his popularity. Maybe we sacrifice Matt Hardy for a match. I don't know. Rey Mysterio's popularity is actually getting up there, isn't it? It's not too bad. So we did move into ECW. He would be a tremendous name for the brand, but you'd have to say that Kofi Kingston, his chances of getting that major push would be squashed a little bit, wouldn't it? So we've got to think about that. Make some teams from people you don't use. Okay, well, that's not a bad idea. Let's take a look at some of our lower end guys, and you guys can help me decide who could be a decent little team. So I guess they've got to be on the same brand, or they don't have to be. We can always change the things around. So I mean, I don't even know, why do we still have Funaki in this company? I have no idea why I still have him. I should probably fire him. I don't know. I mean, he's a job guy, but do we really need him? I don't know. There's probably nobody on that list that I would consider. An opener. Jamie Noble, Lance Cade, Vance Archer. You could probably do a bit more Vance Archer. Have him do something, Lance Hoyt. work with someone. He's a big dude, so you could have him pair up with another monster, maybe. Why is Paul London? Paul London should not be enhancement talent. He needs to be at least low mid-carder. And looking at the mid-card, there's a fair few here. Put Masters in the US title match. No, the US title match is already filled up. Already filled up, so there's no room for Masters, but I do need to push Chris Masters. I like Masters a lot. You know, I'm a big fan of him. Haven't got his popularity moving yet, so we need to try and get that going. Chavo probably needs to be in a tag team, doesn't it? Chavo's kind of struggling a little bit on his own. Eric Escobar's doing absolutely nothing. I've got nothing for him. He's got a tag team with Eddie Colon. Finley's doing nothing. Truth and Goldust. I'm still happy with R-Truth as a singles though. Would TW give extra bonus for beating the streak? No. No, it wouldn't. Unless you had the streak as like a title or something like that. No. London and Kendrick team up. I already have that going. See if Carino could team up with someone. But Hurricane. Can we find a partner for Hurricane? Hurricane and a big dude would work. Like, he's done Hurricane and Rosie. That was a decent little team. Like, Hurricane, is there a monster? Like someone like A-Train would be good, but he's not with us. He's only on a loan, so forget about him. But maybe, you know, Vance Archer, but Vance Archer's a bit too low on the food chain. Mike Knox it would require a turn from probably Hurricane. Hurricane and Masters. I think if you're going to have Chris Masters, you've got to have Masters team up with another Adonis type character. Another big bodybuilder type guy. Although Masters and Carlito, I like that team. I thought that was good. And I wouldn't be against doing that one again. But they are in different brands. And Carlito's probably better off teaming up with Primo or yeah, with Eddie Colon. Hurricane and Kane. Masters and Archer. Possible. There just isn't really any fits that kind of scream out to us, is there? It just isn't someone that you go, yep, that's the one. Those two would be great. Hurricane and Goldust. That would probably work, yes. Hurricane and Goldust, I think, would work. Because Goldust is this really outlandish, out there character, and Hurricane's a superhero type of thing. That would probably work. So, I think that's probably the closest things you could get. Hurricane and Goldust. So, what do you guys think? Hurricane and Goldust, that's okay. I don't mind that. I do like that. And Goldust has kind of been the king of like weird tag teams as well. He's worked out well. Still think Hurricane and Brian. Kind of want Brian as a singles just to keep going with him. Alright, so if we go Hurricane and Goldust, is there any team names we can come up with? So the Hurricane and Goldie. Has anyone got any team names to think about? The Hurricane and Kane have a bit of experience, actually. Truth Advance Archer. This is also interesting. This is also interesting to check out as well, because then you can take a look at what's what here. So, Finley, Drew and Cody have some experience. Okay. Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. That would be a good team. Yeah, that would be good. Cody and Goldust. Yeah, if there wasn't Legacy, that'd be good. Kurt Hawkins and Vance Archer. Well, they're kind of busy. Dusted Hurricane. Don't mind that. Heart of Gold. Super Gold. The Gold Disaster. The Golden Disaster could work. The Golden Superheroes. Gold Hero. Golden Heroes. I don't know. I think we're getting close to a name. Guys are coming up with some good ones. Just looking at some other teams. Dreamer and Raven. Another option. There's not a hell of a lot, though. Not a hell of a lot, to be honest. So... But we do need more teams. So throwing a couple of guys who are not doing much together as a team, you might think, oh, that's not, makeshift teams are no good. But sometimes you need them. So Gold Justice. I don't mind that. Gold Justice. Yeah. Golden Hurricane. Gold Justice. I like that, I think. So, Gold Justice. Has a nice little ring to it. Simple enough. Yep. Alright, we'll go with that. Gold Justice. So, that's that team. So, I guess we've got Goldust involved with this Daniel Bryan thing. We'll keep that going there. Maybe we can add Hurricane. Well... No. We'll leave Hurricane out, but we might do Benjamin and Charlie Haas versus Gold Justice after WrestleMania. And that would be a good solid team feud right there. Will you get TW 2016? I'm playing it right now, dude. Yeah, I'll get that. Just right away. Oh, yep, got it. Done. Scott Hall. Oh, fuck God. Turned up so drunk that he had to be sent home because he's no condition to work. Should we just fucking fire him? I mean, he's had a chance to get an appearance. Alright. Scott Hall, you're fired. Sorry. Fucking hell. Alright, so we've got 2 more Raws before WrestleMania. Now, we probably won't get through all that before we get to our WrestleMania show, so we might have a week's worth of shows before we get to WrestleMania. But, send me to DDP, yeah. Speaking of DDP, can we sign him? Is his popularity trash? It might not be a bad idea. You had your concerns? Yeah, I did too. Worth a try, but I'm glad it happened now instead of at WrestleMania. Thank God. So, so we did CM Punk and Cena last week. They had just an argument. So, Daniel Bryan and Low-Key, they're both different dispositions. One's a heel, one's a face, so that wouldn't work. And I want Daniel Bryan and Low-Key to feud, not team up. Although they probably would be a good team. Can we do a contract signing? You know, what we could do is like a Legends panel. Do we want to spoil some of those Legends returns, though? Like, who could we bring in? Like, who would be decent? Like, I was thinking, like, bring back some former champions. You know how they bring back some former champions and they have a few there and they get involved and they talk about the meaning of the title, the meaning of main eventing WrestleMania, some shit like that. You could do something like that. You got Bret Hart. Do you want to spoil that return though, or do you just? Does it matter? I mean, probably not really. Bret Hart though kind of hasn't appeared ever. Stone Cold, no. I guess you could involve Shawn Michaels, Triple H. You could nearly involve Jericho and DX in it, and they can talk about, and they can be involved with Jericho and Punk. So you could just do a big, like a a 6-man. Is it 6-man? 8-man segment there. So, so we could have like an opener. Actually, we just have a 8-man. 8-man argument, I guess. So just Catalyst, just worker. Just like I'll change my mind. Just like all these guys in there, because they've all kind of been associated with each other in some kind of way, so they can all get in there and they can all kind of get on the mic and talk some trash back and forth. And maybe you could do an 8-man tag. Wouldn't be the worst idea. Is it 8-man actually? We got Jericho, Cena, 6-man, isn't it? Yeah, why am I thinking 8-man? Who do I like more, Bret Hart or HBK? I've seen more of HBK in my time, so I'll pick him, but I think Bret Hart was very good. So, Cena, Triple H, Shawn, Jericho, Big Show, Punk. Okay, yeah. Alright, we'll just start with that. Okay, so Triple H, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, The Big Show. So that way we cover 2 major feuds right there. So that's good. So Beth Phoenix. Oh no, we won't use her until after WrestleMania, but might go Natalia, Melina. So we did Natalia Maurice last week. We're going to Natalia Melina this week. We'll give Melina the victory, and that could be because Natalia gets distracted by Maurice. Just to go with that. So Maurice just adds a bit of insult to injury to Natalia. Could someone replace Evan Bourne? Replace him in what? Like, what kind of replace? Like, as in the tag team for Air Boom? Give Kofi a new partner, or replace him how? So we might give Sheamus a promo, cut one on The Miz. So we might give Sheamus a match this week. Sheamus is going really well, actually. Sheamus can have a match, and he can take on R-Truth. Now, I don't like R-Truth losing so much, but unfortunately, he's going to have to probably lose to Sheamus this week. That's okay, I guess. Put the Miz on commentary. Why not? Miz is always gold on commentary. Oh, I actually put R-Truth to win. No, Sheamus will win. I want R-Truth to win, but unfortunately, it can't happen. What else have we got going on here for Raw? We've got the Battle Royal. So, I might just have like a... You know, we could do a 10-man Battle Royal. Or like, can we do 8-man Battle Royal? I don't think so. So, have we got a 10-man... create match 10-man Battle Royal. Now, the reason why I don't have this, I deleted this match, is because it makes things a little bit more difficult when I'm trying to quickly get to a match. So 10-man Battle Royal. So let's eliminate some women. So who we got this week? So main eventers are out. We'll go with our Lauren guys first. So Chris Masters, Mike Knox, Santino, Seth, Tyson, Yoshi, Vlad, David Hart Smith. I guess Gallows, and I guess Shad. 10-man battle royal. Who's going to win this one? So who's the biggest name in this match? It might be Shad, actually. We might give it to Luke Gallows because we're pushing him pretty hard at the moment. So give Gallows the win there. It's taking up a lot of time, though. So we might drop that back to 12 minutes because I want to have as much time as I can for this big main event. It's a pretty big one. 6-man tag. So, Shawn, Triple H, Johnson. That's a damn good team. CM Punk, The Big Show, Chris Jericho. That's a pay-per-view main event quality match there. I want to give as much time as I can because this match could honestly probably be 95 plus. Who is the top guy right now? Probably John Cena. So with that being said, we'll give John Cena the win. So a little bit overtime, so we can cut some minutes off this match. Doesn't need as much. And 99, so we probably need to cut some minutes off this truth match. So we might be able to make this match a brawl. No, truth brawling is a bit low, so we won't do that. And I guess a couple more minutes of this match. So we've got too much match time. We need a little bit more segment time. So give that another minute, and unfortunately the women are just going to have to lose another minute for their match. And again, we still need more, so cut another minute there. And I guess another minute to the opening segment. Still need more. Okay, so you might have to cut a minute off the main event and give this opening segment a bit more time. So not many segments this week, but some good ones. Some quality over quantity, I guess. So I just want to remove this Battle Royal match because that's annoying. Okay. Escobar and Chavo. Probably not the worst idea because you got Vicky Guerrero, that connection there. So, you know what? We probably will do that. Might go with that team. Alright, so let's go for it. So 99 for the opening segment. That's good. Good start to the show. Natty and Melina. Good match, 74. Oh my god. Natalya suffered a broken foot. Well, there goes Natalya. So it's going to be a one-on-one at WrestleMania then. Just when we get Beth Phoenix back as well, we lose Natalya. We can't catch a break. Sheamus's promo was good. Sheamus and Truth, not that great. 74 could have been a lot better. The Battle Royal was nearly better. That's pretty good, actually. 73. Gallows getting the win. And there's a main event. We knew it was going to be big. Oh, we knew that was going to be good. We knew that was going to be a big match. So 99, that's a main event of a pay-per-view right there. Big match. Damn, that's good. Is that our best match yet? I think we've done close. That's a damn good match. Wow. So Cena 100, Triple H 96, Shawn 98, Jericho 93, Big Show 88, Punk 98. So Big Show letting everyone down, but I mean, he did pretty good. 99. That's our best match, I think. It has to be. So 93 rated Raw. Road to WrestleMania, baby. It's got to be good. Got to be good. And it was. Shit, that was big. That was big. So Chris Masters is going to be a star in my opinion. The kid's worth pushing hard. Jericho thinks he's worth giving the push to. So how long is Natalya out for? 38 days. Wow. Just when we get Beth Phoenix back. That is, you can't catch a break, can you? Beth replaces Natalya. Might not be a bad idea. Early match of the year right there. Yeah. I guess we could take a look. Top 100 matches. So that's our best match. The best one was Cena versus Sheamus, but now the 99 between the six-man tag is our best. Other than that, Cena versus Punk, Punk versus Shawn Michaels, sorry, 98 as well. DX versus Straight Edge Society somehow got 97. I don't know. Don't ask me how, but it did. Batista beating Taker and Ray got 96. Sheamus and Punk beating DX got 96. Cena beating the Big Show 95. So yeah, so definitely the 99. Very, very good. Very, very good. Remove Seth from the Battle Royals. He's involved in the US title feud. Bit late now. But, you know, that's okay. That's okay. We kind of forgot about that, but bit more exposure for Seth anyways. Gallows with that victory bumped up a little bit more as well. I think Shad had the most popularity. Did he drop? Yeah, he might have. I doubt it. I doubt it. So that's okay. Odds of Punk and Cena hitting 100. I hope so. I tell you what, I don't think I've ever hit a 100 rated match in the history of TEW. Maybe once I have. On my WCW playthrough of 2001. I think I might have did that in 2004. I don't know who was in it, but geez, I don't think I've ever hit 100. That is outrageous. Very, very good. Oh, we can see Cena has actually gone up to 99 in a few regions as well. That's good news. So that big match has bumped him up. Triple H is at 98 again. That's good. Michaels, Shawn Michaels back to 97. Jericho, nearly, he's at basically 90. The Big Show at 88, 87. So everyone going up thanks to that big match. On the WCW playthrough, did you do a revival? I did it so WCW was bought out by Bischoff, I think. So WCW never went out of business. And I tell you what, that was a very, very hard playthrough. The first year of WCW was probably the hardest I've had on TW. So bad. Scott Steiner literally carried the whole company. Scott Steiner carried the whole company on his back for the first 2 years. So until I started signing some WWE guys, and then I made AJ Styles a megastar, Lesnar a star, Batista a star, those types of guys in about 2002. So that was a fun playthrough. So if you're thinking about playing TW, 2001 WCW was a very fun playthrough. Good challenge. Alright, so we've got ECW. So we'll try and get ECW and SmackDown done before we call it a stream, because it's about 2 a.m. right now for me. So yeah, very happy with that recent result. So let's do ECW. Beulah McGillicuddy broke the rules. He turned up late. That's okay. Slap of the wrist. That's alright. Turned up late, no biggie. We don't even need her, to be honest. What are we going to do with her anyway? So that's alright. What is the biggest match that ECW has had? I think our 84 that we just hit on ECW, I think that has to be our biggest on ECW. I guess we could... The one that we had last week, the 84 between Henry Kane and Kingston. I don't think we've hit anything better than that. You think you can make Chris Masters a main eventer? I'd like to think so. Hard to do, but you never know. It's possible, but very, very challenging. Very challenging to take a guy of his level and get him to that top tier point. 56 popularity. It'll take a lot of work. Rex Clark, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I'm still around. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, Rex. Great to see you again, man. And it's always a pleasure to have you in the chat. And we have missed you, Rex. We have definitely missed you. So shout out to Rex. Give him some love in the chat, everybody. Alright, so ECW. We've got obviously the Kane and Kofi situation and the Mark Henry and Christian. So we might just open things up with a contract signing between Christian and Mark Henry. The two start brawling. Yeah, that sounds good. So Christian. So Mark Henry, Christian, and Paul Heyman. Always got Paul Heyman there. So we'll go with that. Without a script. You can go with a script this time. Okay, so let's have Daniel Bryan and Goldust team up, since we kind of established that last week. Daniel Bryan and Goldust versus Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. Give that some time, and we'll give Goldust the win. He can beat Charlie Haas, but we'll keep Shelton strong. So that will give Bryan the win that he's been needing, but we'll keep Shelton strong. Tommy Dreamer can cut a promo on a Homicide. Actually, if it's a taunt promo, it'll be better. Taunt. Or rant? No, taunt. We can have a promo. We could have someone get involved. So Tommy Dreamer. Homicide. Who can be a backstage? What about Beulah? Is her bike skills any good? Yeah, she could be it. So that will get her on TV and improve her popularity a bit. So that's not a bad idea. So exclude booked. So we might have Evan Bourne again. This week, I think it might be Low Key's turn to destroy Evan Bourne. Because Evan Bourne is leaving. He's going to TNA. Evan Bourne is not exactly my favorite anymore. Never was, but yeah, shut up, Evan. I don't care if you're unhappy. You're leaving? I'll give you a goodbye present by getting buried. Buried so TNA don't book you or give you that push. Make you pay for leaving. And I guess we could go Kane, cut a promo on Kofi. We might have Tommy Dreamer in action. He could take on the returning Steve Corino. Steve Corino, surprise return. Takes on Tommy Dreamer for the championship. Just falls short. Dreamer wins. Did I put the title on the line? Yes. And then this time we could do maybe a 2-on-1 beatdown. 2-on-1 beatdown. So Steve Corino, not Steve Austin, Steve Corino, and Homicide can beat down Tommy Dreamer. But a championship match doesn't happen because Corino doesn't let Homicide get a title match, because Corino wants, if Corino wants the title as well, so he's not going to let Homicide waltz in and get a championship opportunity. That's going to destroy our owner goal. The owner goal's gone. Isn't? The owner goals did change, but no, it still is there. Yeah. Well, it's going to go anyway because he left the company. So, what can you do? It's Vince's own fault. If he wanted that goal completed so badly, he would have never let him go. Have Evan attack Kofi, then have Kofi beat Evan in his last match. That would be a perfect storyline wrap-up, but I'm an evil man, and I just want my young up-and-coming stars to get the rub and get that popularity boost, so I'm just going to have them beat them up. So what can we do for our main events? I guess Kane versus Mark Henry. It's a heel versus heel, but Makes a bit of sense. And Christian on commentary. Keep Paul Heyman. Christian on commentary, yeah, that will work. And give Mark Henry the win over Kane. We'll give it a couple more minutes, actually. How's that brawling? 70 brawl, 71 brawl. So, you know what? We could maybe make this a brawl-style match. A car crash might be good. Psychology is 80, so that would probably work well. So we can go with that. But we'd have to change the ranking there. So we change that. Put that down. So that will work out okay. How do you plan to bring down TNA? Well, I don't know. The only way you can really do it is by taking their best talents, and letting them just shoot themselves in their foot. But it's going to be hard. I don't think we can take down TNA. They're on a roll. They're doing really well. We might take a bit of a closer look at TNA in a moment's time after this ECW, and just kind of give you guys an idea of how well they're doing. So the contract signing went well, 90, so that's a great way to start. 75 for the tag match, that was good. So 62 for Brian, 68 for Goldie, 93 for Benjamin, 93. Haas 69. So the world's greatest tag team put on terrific matches together. They have great chemistry. The Dreamer segment was okay, 55. Probably not as good as it could have been. If we take Bueller out, it could have been a lot better, but that's okay. Wanted to get her involved in some kind of way. Dreamer versus Carino, 61. Carino off his game. Dreamer 61, Carino 44. His gimmick, I didn't change his gimmick, I forgot to change it, but old school heel's fine. Average was the rating for it. Kayfabe injury, Evans could be out for a while. Not a bad idea. Out for about 5 years, I think it is. 62 for the beatdown. 52 for Bourne and Low Key. If this was a legitimate match, it would have been a lot better. I think Evan Bourne might quit after this show. To be honest, I think it's very possible he might quit. Kane promo was good. Kane and Henry, not so much. Exhausted by the end. So I went with the brawl style match. Probably not the right choice in the end. Yeah, Kane got exposed by the length. So we went with something different. Tried to pull off something different. Didn't quite work. Didn't quite work. 0.78. Okay. Arn Anderson becomes a trainer. So Harley Race's Wrestling Academy has a new head trainer. It's Arn Anderson. Okay, that's cool. I don't mind that. Anything else exciting happening? The Joker is back. Well, the Joker can stay unemployed if you ask me. TNA. So let's take a look. Their size. Currently at 60. They were started at 55. Let's take a look at some of their top tier names at the moment. So you got AJ is their world champion. His popularity is 72. Where did he start? Started at 65. So they've got him from 65 to about 72, 80 in Southeast. So well done to them. That's a pretty damn good effort. His best match is 96. He's only lost one match, and that was against Scott Steiner. He lost by DQ. So there you go. So they're doing well. Jeff Hardy, one of their other big names, 82. I think his popularity went down. Yeah, from 83 to 82. So they're not doing Jeff Hardy too well. He's only won 3 and lost 2. So he's only had 5 matches. Could be utilizing him a lot better. Kevin Nash, I'm guessing he's beating everybody. He's had 4 matches. He beat Bobby Roode and Kurt Angle, and that's it. So there you go. Mr. Anderson, we really wanted Mr. Anderson. Now, Mr. Anderson, we did kind of cheat a little bit and make his contract length a bit shorter, so he's a possibility to be coming our way soon. His best match is 94. He's averaging 88. That's really good. That's a great average for Anderson.
Small, small amount of matches he's had, but it's really good. Joe, probably is the only one lacking, I guess, out of the big TNA names. His popularity started at 61, and they've got that to 70. Alright, forget that I said that. That's a great effort, TNA. So they're picking out some of their better names, and they're giving them the push. Joe had a 99 rated match against Kurt Angle. Well, no freaking surprise. Scotty Steiner, I think his popularity might have went down. It's about stayed the same. So they're utilising him okay. Sting, 80 popularity, probably the same. And Umaga, so they another bit of a decent name they brought in. They haven't done a lot with him yet. He's had 5 matches, 3 wins, 2 losses. So they've done pretty well. They've made Joe and AJ stars. They've turned them into big name players. So fair credit. TNA are doing pretty well. If we look at the company itself, it currently has about 11 million in cash. So it's pretty solid. They're making a lot of money. A lot of money. So TNA is going to be very hard to beat. Very hard to stop. Very, very hard to stop. Oh, okay. So Victoria's contract is expiring. 61 popularity. 39 years of age, yes. But wouldn't be worse to bring her in. 61, bring her in as a veteran role. I wouldn't mind that. Still can go by the sounds of it. Let's have a look at her match history. Averaging 71, best of 83 against Awesome Kong. Too bad, not too bad. You should do a proper farewell for wrestlers who leave your company. If they're retiring, yes, but if they're, they're leaving my company, I'm not gonna give them a send off and give them a big celebration. Oh my god, thank you so much, especially to Evan Bourne. Like, come on. They're going to the enemy. It's like them going to WCW. Like, are you going to give them a send-off and make them feel great? No, you're going to make them look as shit as they possibly can before they leave, so they don't have as much value before they walk out. It's a war, baby. Let's have a look. So we give her a couple-year deal. I don't think Vince will allow that much money, so we'll give her this much. No, Vince is only saying 13 grand. Signing bonus excessive. Come on, Vince. Alright, so we'll offer that. TNA will fire back with a better deal, but we'll do that for now. FCW, Wade Barrett beat Darren Young. Gabriel and Cabana, Colt Cabana, sorry. Not Cabana, Cabana. Beat the Usos. Rotano's beat Ryback and Mason Ryan. And Asuka beat Tamina. So there you go. A couple of things going on there. Will you bring Gabriel in? Maybe after WrestleMania. He's not far away. So TNA altered her deal. 3 years of 15 grand. Well, the thing is, she's pretty old, 39. You don't want to give her more than 2 years, really. So we'd be pushing it right now to give her this. But, you could always transition her into a trainer or anything like that if you wanted to. Vince is really not helping me out at all. I can take out house shows for her. One of the 2 offers I'd consider. Well, we can put out... You can maybe take out working on minor shows. So she just has to work major shows, and we'll give her a 20% bonus. There you go. So she's happy with that deal. She's sorted. She's like, yep, that'll do. I'm in. She's got good enough popularity. Most of our women have about 50, 55. 61 would be pretty valuable. And we could bring her in. I think she's a better heel, but we really need another babyface right now on SmackDown. A top babyface would be really valuable right now on SmackDown. So if we can bring her in as a face, that'd be very handy. Team Chavo with Escobar. Yes, we'll do that. Am I going to upload this to YouTube? I always upload it to YouTube. and Eric Escobar. Did we have a name for these two guys, or not really? I don't have one. I've got no ideas at all. Use Trish as the face for SmackDown. True. For Raw, we have... Well, Raw, we're kind of lacking... We're really lacking top baby faces in general for our women, aren't we? Let's have a look. Women's division. Faces. So we've got Brie Bella, 56. E, 52. Gal Kim, 48. Oh, we have Kelly from SmackDown. I forgot about her. So she's 61. So SmackDown's probably okay. We have Kelly. Maria, 50. Melina, 67. Mickie James, 68. So she's our best overall. Molly Holly and Nikki Bella. And then you have Trish as well if you want. Okay. Push Chavo and Escobar. Ooh, I don't know about pushing them, but I'll give them. They're in. Well, you know, we've got them. They're a tag team. We're currently on March. Timothy, we're in March, week 3 of March, with WrestleMania being week 4 of March. So we're about 4 shows away from WrestleMania. So this might be the last show of the stream, guys. Another SmackDown show before we get ready to wrap things up. Matt Hardy being obnoxious and eventually beat up Zack Ryder. Oh, Matt, what are you picking on Zack Ryder for? Come on. Alright, Matt, we're going to find you for that. Well, that made a lot of people happy. Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio are being jerks backstage, and then they beat up Edge. Well, I can't imagine Rey Mysterio being a jerk backstage, but okay. Fine. Yeah, we find them. Whatever. Calling it soft. Well, we make sure give Ray a bit of a bonus, just to under the table bonus for Ray, just to keep him happy. And same with Edge. All right, guys, you had a fight. Here's $30,000 each, so you're all happy. Now, how's that sound? Does that sound good? Okay, very good. Same with Matt Hardy, just to make everyone happy. Evan Bourne, very angry. Well, that sucks to be you, Evan. Oh, yeah, I just want to check. Evan Bourne, he lost, so he's got 59 pop. He lost to Low Key, didn't he? He bumped up a little bit, I think. Well, he's not as much as you would have liked. Will you have a little draft after WrestleMania with some guys to go to SmackDown or ECW? Yes. Your backstage rating? Oh, what is it? It's pretty bad, isn't it? 56. Get some locker room leaders. Oh, I think we've got plenty. But yeah. It's not good, is it? I guess we can do a rib on someone. I think we've done a couple of ribs on Cesaro. Nah, I didn't do anything. I don't know, like... It's... Matt Hardy's causing a lot of issues, isn't he? Got a lot of tension with a lot of people. He seems to be the main one, Matt Hardy. So... Have Evan blame Kofi for all of his losses. The thing is, I don't want to reward Evan with anything. I mean, improve backstage rules. Okay, we'll give that a go. How do we do it? Locker room. We need to do that elsewhere, don't we? Backstage rule. Backstage. Here we go. So no smoking is allowed. No drugs are allowed. Hotels are paid for. Transport, well, organise these. Hotels are organised. Transport is organised. We'll pay for transport. Yeah, no, we'll offer. Look, we'll offer all this with the WWE. We should be offering all this shit. So we'll offer all of that. And there you go. There's 100 now. Everyone's happy now. Far out. All you have to do is give them a few different perks, and they're pretty happy. Can you make Edge and Matt friends? Good luck. So, bring someone on tryout from FCW. We do that all the time. So we got SmackDown. What did we do last week between Taker and Randy? I think it was a basic one, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. So we had Taker beat Cody. So we might have Taker beat Ted this week. They have one thing in common, and that's they both hate Lita. Yes, Edge and Matt do have that in common, that is for sure. So, I guess, what can we do? We might have, maybe Batista and Ray can have a back and forth promo this week, just to advance that feud. And, okay, so let's have Kelly have a match. She can take on Katie Lee. Actually, do I want to give away that match? That's a big match we could do down the line. So we might not give that one away. So we want Kelly. I just want Kelly to have a match and have a win. So take on Layla. Since we need to kind of get Kelly in a bit of a better position because she's our second best babyface. So we'll give her a win. We might have Katie Lee cut a promo on Mickey. Please sign Eddie Kingston. I don't think he's any good right now, dude. What about a tag match? Let's have a tag match. So, Eric and Chavo can take on Paul London and Brian Kendrick. See how they go. Put Chris here on commentary because I think we still have a tag feud between London Kendrick and Kings of Wrestling that we've completely forgotten about. So we give Chavo the win. And it can be because interference, distraction from Cesaro. No, wrong person. Kendrick. And we might have let's do a multi-man match. So, Fatal 4-Way with some of our Andre the Giant participants. So, Zack Ryder, Dolph, Matt Hardy. Probably would take Zack Ryder out here. Who else we got? Drew, yeah, Drew. No, that might be okay. So, 4-way there between those guys. And we'll give Dolph the win. Yes, Dolph will win a match. A miracle, I know. Might do maybe a backstage, like Edge ambushes John Morrison backstage just to get the one up on him, because Edge is a little bit hesitant. He doesn't know if he can beat John Morrison. He's a little bit unsure because he's coming back from injury, so he's trying to take the opportunity to take down Morrison before the title match, just so he has the upper hand. That sneak attack, do we have that? Backstage sneak attack? No. Well, I guess we'll have to make it then. Backstage sneak attack. Victim rated on selling. Attacker. Popularity. And storyline. Success. Defeat. Give Shinsuke a match? Yeah, he could. Probably should put Shinsuke in like a battle royal or something, shouldn't I? What is Morrison selling? Is it any good? 95. Yeah, I think it might be okay. Yeah, I think you might have some good selling. So we'll do that. And then we can do... So that covers that feud. And then we've got Ted versus The Undertaker this week. And we'll go with that. Taker can win. And in this time, we'll have Randy attempt to attack The Undertaker. But he fails. That Phenom something. Phenom Revenge. I'll just go with this. Doesn't quite make it 100% sense, but I just can't be bothered making a new angle, sorry. So basically it would be Randy's in the ring taunting The Undertaker, and then the lights go out and Undertaker beats up Orton. You know, realistically you want, you know, Undertaker's in the ring, you know, Randy attacks Orton or whatever, and the lights go out, and Orton gets chokeslam or something, but I can't be bothered writing it, so that'll have to do. Okay, so let's go with that. We've got enough, I think, for everything here. The Battle Royal is also multi-branded. Yep. Alright, so Batista and Ray, 88, good start. Batista invented a new catchphrase that will likely boost his ability on the mic. That's good. Good news. Kelly and Layla, okay, 62, not great. It's okay. Katie Lee promo, pretty good, 79. Chavo and Eric Escobar. So, Chavo and Vicky have great chemistry, so we have Vicky as the manager. Eric Escobar and Vicky Guerrero have excellent chemistry, that's good. Chavo seemed off his game, but good news, I guess, that Chavo and Eric don't have bad or good chemistry, so that's okay. Michael Cole and Chris Hero work extremely well together at the announcers table. Okay, that's different. Alrighty then. Chavo 60, Eric 56, Brian Kendrick 70, London 58. $75 for the Fatal 4-Way. Not too bad, actually. Pretty good. Dolph 74 was the best. Matt 71, Drew 66, Zach 60. Edge and Morrison, that turned out to be really good. 96 with a sneak attack. Very, very good. Main event, Ted and Undertaker 87. So Taker carrying again, but it's a good performance by Ted. He stepped up, tried to have the best he could, and overall good match. And 100 for the beatdown at the end between Taker and Orton. So Undertaker has the upper hand right now. Orton's trying his best, but he just can't seem to get the better of the Undertaker right now. So maybe next week we can do it. Maybe Orton gets the revenge he's been looking for. TNA have altered their contract offer. Not being considered. All they're probably doing is giving her an extra year. Any more money? Maybe not really. Well, can we give her any more money? No, Vince. God, you're so annoying, Vince. Alright, we'll just have to give her one more year and just, hope that she joins up. Eric Escobar doesn't connect with the fans, in my opinion. He has little upside. Randy Orton said that. I'm not surprised Randy said that. I probably agree with you, Randy, but we're giving him a chance. A chance to prove himself. If he fails, he fails. Quick look at John Morrison. So Morrison nearly at 80. So this feud with Edge is starting to work well for him. Some good segments there. And Edge is up to 91. Very, very good as well. What about Ted? He had a good match. Yeah, it might have helped Ted out a little bit as well. That's good news. Randy up to 96. And The Undertaker 95. So not too much improvement there, but it's okay. But yeah, so far pretty good for Legacy, getting a bit of improvement. Alright, so we'll advance a couple more days and then we'll end the stream. We're pretty much ready to wrap things up here. We're pretty much done here. There's not much more else to cover. Good news is that Devon can now wrestle in WWE. I don't know if we'll have him wrestle at WrestleMania. I mean, unless you want to do a big surprise return, you could, but I don't know. But it's possible. TNA had a pay-per-view. Brother Ray's now joined up too, which is good. And TNA have offered their deal with Victoria again. 4 years. Wow, what can you do? I don't know, man. Don't know. Unless you want to give her 5 years, but she'll be 44 by then. Jeez, I don't know. Alright. I'll just leave it at that. Let's hope for the best. That's the best I'm going to give her. TNA's pay-per-view, Destination X. 87. Joe and Steiner beat Sabin and Styles for a 99 rated match. Well, there you freaking go. Somehow Scotty Steiner pulled out the big win. The big performance. Big Money beat the World Elite. Who's the World Elite? So that's Akira Rajin and Daivari. Sean Daivari. There you go. Wouldn't mind getting Sean Daivari back to work with Muhammad Hassan. Lashley beat Kurt Angle for just 78. That's interesting. Nothing special there, was it? Could be a lot better. Anything else notable? Not really. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Do something to sweeten the deal, maybe. Nothing else really to sweeten the deal. Nothing else really to sweeten the deal. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode of our Total Extreme Wrestling playthrough of WWE here in 2010. Next episode, I guarantee you we will have WrestleMania. We've got 1 more week's worth of shows to get through. We'll get through that quickly, then we'll get to WrestleMania. So do not miss the next episode. It will be available on YouTube, but don't miss the stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll let you guys know when that stream will be on my Twitter, most likely on Saturday. So don't miss that. It's going to be big. It's going to be fun, exciting. Cannot wait. And thanks, guys, for coming out. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you do leave a like on it. Check it out when it's on YouTube. And if you are coming from the YouTube playback, thank you for checking it out. Thank you for watching this long. And if you haven't already, subscribe to see more. And I'll see you all for the big WrestleMania stream coming your way this weekend.